Hey, my name is Pat from Black Diamond Sports, here again to teach you which wheels are best for what style of riding. This is your wheel selection. So there are three styles of riding, three main styles. Style number one would be cruising, getting from point A to point B. For cruising, you'd want a wheel similar to something like this, something pretty small. This guy is 70 millimeters, which is going to fit on most of your boards. We've got 81A is the durometer. The number followed by the letter A is the durometer, which determines how hard your wheel is. So softer numbers, it goes down to 75 and up to 99. 81 is pretty soft. So a soft wheel like this is going to give you lots of comfort, lots of grip to the road. It's going to be really, really easy to ride on. It's going to roll over more bumps, cracks, rocks, that sort of stuff. You're not going to feel the vibrations of the road. So if you're cruising, you want a wheel right around 70 millimeters with a really soft durometer. 81A is a really good way to go. Cruising wheels, a lot like downhill wheels, have this defined lip or edge on the side, so you really know where the wheel ends. This gives you a little more give in the wheel, which makes it hug the road a lot more comfort as well, so that's a good thing. So style number two, we're getting into downhill. Downhill is going to be bombing hills, going 30-40 miles an hour, maybe more, really hauling and getting some speed in there. So downhill, you'd want a big beefy wheel, something with a little more speed. If your board doesn't have that much clearance, 70 millimeters is fine, but if you can go bigger, do it. I ride these guys on my downhill board. These are In Heats orangutans, 75 millimeters, that same kind of lip or edge that the cruising wheel has. So they look really similar, but they're a little bit bigger, a little bit softer, and they've got a lot more grip to the road. They've got that same kind of flex in them. Right? That way, if you're taking corners going 30-40 miles an hour, your board's not going to slide out from underneath you, because you don't want that. You want it to hug the road, and you want it to be super fast. So that's a good way to go. Then the third and final style of riding would be sliding or tricks. So what a lot of the kids are getting into these days are sliding, drifting their board sideways like a snowboard. So for that, you'd want something that looks like this. Right? This is a wheel that has a really defined, well, not a defined, it is rounded on the edges. Right? So something that's rounded on the edges would be really good because it's going to break free of the road a lot easier. That way it's not hugging as much. So this is good for sliding. And then for this one in particular, it's 86A, so this is pretty hard. And then hard wheels tend to slide really, really easily. So if you get a hard wheel, this will be good for sliding out. Or you can get a soft wheel, which will give you a little bit more controlled slides, but you'll need to go a little bit faster. Another thing for sliding wheels is some of them are stone ground like this. We call it stone ground. That means a whole layer of urethane, the material that the wheel is made of. A whole layer of urethane has been shaved off of this wheel, making it good to slide right out of the box, whereas something like this is all glossy, shiny. Something like this needs to be broken in, and then it'll be nice to slide. Both of those are really good. For wheels, sliding wheels, smaller wheels tend to be easier to slide. Bigger wheels last a little bit longer, but they're more challenging to slide, so you have to go faster. So just keep that in mind. 70 millimeters, again, right around the average. And then one company, or a few companies actually, this one's one of my favorites, Cloud Ride, has done a wheel that's pretty close to in between the two. So it's still a sliding wheel. You can see it's stone ground, has rounded edges, but it's got these tiny little lips on either side to kind of help with downhill a little bit. So they give you a little more grip to the road than most free ride wheels. So this is a good kind of in between sliding and downhill wheel. And then those are your options. You've got cruising, downhill, sliding. Pick what fits for you and get a wheel to suit your style of riding. Check them out.